Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Last episode we did our test fit, found everything was working fine, and today we are going to do the full build. So let's get into it. Right guys, so if you didn't see the previous episode, we put everything together just to make sure all of our parts were working, because we didn't get a chance to test them because we were waiting for our 3090s to get delivered. However, now we know that it's working all fine, so we are going to start building it into our case. As you can see here, we have our Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL. It's a stunning case. I mean, just look at it, and it's massive. So we are going to be putting everything in here with all of our Unifans. We'll have our AIO in here as well, and both of our hard drives that we have down here. So let's open it up, and there is a button on the back here somewhere, so let's press that and the top comes off nicely. Let's leave that down in a safe space, and let's get all of these panels off. So the other good thing about this case is that you can take off every single panel, so you have no issues with trying to get into all the nooks and crannies. So let's just be careful with those glass panels. And then finally we have our back panel, which is a bit more of a sturdy piece. And there we go. So we're all opened up. If you can see here, we don't really need this bit because we're going to put our radiator here. So I'm just going to take these out, and then we'll take these fan bits out and get it all ready to start putting everything in here. And there we have it. So now when we do the water-cooled build, we're going to replace this front panel with a reservoir, and hopefully we'll have enough clearance to put our a radiator here, here and here. But for now we'll just put the radiator here because we've got no issue with clearance. So first up, I'm going to sort out the mount. So we've got our Arctic Liquid Freezer 2, 360 mil rad. It's revision 3, so I had to actually look it up quite a bit because I didn't realise where I could actually see what revision it was. But I've got that now, and because I mean there's so many little bits to this that I got a little bit confused, which I think is pretty common for a lot of people. But I'm going to install all the little mounting bits. So first, so we've already got our back plate on there. So first we have these little teeny tiny mounting things. So I've cleaned up the CPU as well with a bit of alcohol, just to get all of the thermal paste off from the stock cooler we used to test fit it all. So now let's get these mounting bits on. So now these go like this. Okay, good. We are good to go. These are threaded right, so we will have no problems. So let's just check the instructions because I've forgotten already. So the AMD mounting is the bottom for the those are mounted nicely. So then let's just prepare the mount here so that we have it all set up. So we got to use these little brackets around here. We just move the wire out of the way. And then we have these long screws that are here. Just pop them in. There we go, nice and tight. So let's just put a bit of thermal paste down onto our chip. Don't want to put too much on, but just to get enough coverage. And we take off the plastic. And get this seated so that we've just got this ready, so we don't have to worry about it when we're trying to put it in. So I think I've actually installed it wrong. Yes, I have. There goes me for checking the different revisions, and I've installed this bit wrong. Right, so let's install these mounts. So they go, so what I got confused with is different revisions have them mounted like that or like that. So for this revision 3, you have to mount them with the sort of angle going out. Okay, those are tight and sorted. So I've pre-applied some thermal paste. So let's get this mounted. Yeah. Decent mounting pressure. All looks fine. Let's just plug the CPU fan in, just so that we've done it. And there we go. However, that is very long. Can we route that anyway? Nope. That's the annoying thing, is the these CPU fans. I mean, look at it. It's just in the way now. If I just, actually no, I can just hide it here. That's all right then. Okay, so now we've got that done. So let's install it into our case. We've already got standoffs here. We have a bunch of screws so that we can attach them. So let's get that done. We can get rid of this box as well. I don't need that here now. Put that there. We've got our radiator here, so that will go just there. And we'll mount the fans on the back, because we're doing push-pull with this. And then on top as well, we'll do some fans. So I'll just take these off, and I will take off this too, so that we can install our Lian Li fans onto this. So there you go. We've got our AIO installed. It is tubes down. So pump is higher than the tubes, so that all the air goes to the top of the rad so that it doesn't cause any problems. Obviously you can do it the other way. It's just may cause you problems, but definitely not at the bottom. So you know, you've got to listen to Steve from Gamers Nexus. Right, let's do the uni fans. So we have 3 of them here, so we're going to put 3 here. Let me move this across. So we are going to have 3 here, 3 here, 1 here and 3 at the top. So let's get those installed. Beautiful. All done. Right, let's get this all put together. Let's try and see what this looks like just by switching it on with the SATA cable. So let's get this. Before we do that, let me just move it so that you can actually see it. There we go. So we got our SATA cable, that just goes into here. Let's switch it on. So we have them going, but we've not got any RGB. Why have we not got any RGB? So they all work, that's fine. So let's switch this off, because we are not going to SATA cable connect it. We are going to use the USB 2 header, because then we can use the what's it called, the software to control it all. All of this stuff to one side for now. Let's have a look. So we have USB 3 here. Another USB 3, 3.2 there. Got this, so let's also get our strimmer cable. We've got 2 triple strimmers, and we have the motherboard one. So we have this one here. So let's get this connected. So we've done that, so let's install our graphics card. So now this is the major test. Is it going to fit? Let's take out. Install the GPU. Tubes. I'm going to put this down because I don't think I'll be able to do it stood up. Let's just plug this down. Oh, there we go. Now, let's get this in there. So, we are not, in this episode, going to be able to do NVLink. So, this shall remain over here, ready for when we can. So, let's get this back in. Oh, it's getting a bit hefty now. Get it. Got USB, and it goes in like so. There we go, that's one done. So that's all of that done. Now we've got our ARGB bits. So I'm going to use a bunch of splitters because we don't have enough for everything we need to plug in. So that's that. So we've got our radiator installed, which annoyingly the fans cannot be installed with. Actually, let me just check what we can install. So we could install it like having 2 of them. So let's do that. Let's have 2 at least, because I want to make sure we've got cooling still. Which means I need to redo what I just did, which was stupid. So fun. But, you know, it's our first build in, what, 15 years. So you live and you learn. We don't need this anymore because we can't use it. And I'm trying to find something to use for the... Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back, and I had to cut away for a bit because I ran into a few problems. I didn't foresee, I sort of expected one of the problems after I saw the size of the graphics cards. So as you can see, we've only got one of the 3090s in here at the moment, and there is, with this cooler on it, it is more than 4 slots, so the other one can't actually fit in. So what we're going to have to do with that one is we're going to have to wait till we do our custom loop on this and take off these coolers, and then we'll be able to put them in on the NV-Link. The other issue is one I should have probably looked at and researched, but the Lian Li fans are not actually compatible with going on this Arctic Liquid Freezer 2 radiator. So I've only managed to get 2 of them on there at the moment, so one of them is just being stored. But again, once we do our water cooling, we'll be able to have all 3 radiators there alongside our reservoir, which we'll put there. Other than that, I've already put the back panel on. You don't want to see there. It's not a good sight. Yeah, there's lots of cables, and it's about as managed as it can be. But as well, because of the power supply we have here, our cable tidy. So this thing here. So this thing doesn't actually fit back in because our power supply is too long. So these things can't actually get back in there. So we'll have to store that somewhere and figure out what we'll do with that. But I think with everything working, it's all synced up. All the RGB is all synced to Unicorn Vomit. So we'll change that to whatever we want of them. But for now, it's just nice to have it all synced up. Our CPU is going well. It's about 36 degrees, just sitting idle. This room's quite warm as well. We've got our hard drives installed. We've got the cables all working, the RAM's all synced up, and I think around the front the cables are about as managed as they can be. What I will do though is when we do the custom loop is get some cables that are like the braided cables, because these ones up top here don't look that great, but again, you can't really see them, and the only other cables you can really see are these Strimmer Plus cables. So how about we get the panels on and see what this thing looks like all booted up with the glass. And another cool thing, I found these in the Hall of Fame box. So you know what, might as well use them so that we don't get any of those nasty fingerprints on the glass, because I haven't peeled anything on the glass yet. Alright, so let's put our magnetic and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our AI deep learning PC has now been built. So our next episodes are going to be setting it up so that we can get it all ready and overclocked and everything, and then doing some benchmarks as well, just to see how it goes. Unicorn vomit goodness. I absolutely love it. It is amazing. I mean, for having not built a PC from scratch for 15 years, it turned out really well. There are a couple of bits which, you know, caused a bit of annoyance, but they can't be helped. So, you know, we'll have to accelerate our plans for our water-cooled build, so that we can get the two 3090s in there, so that they can actually fit, because that cooler is just humongous. I mean, it's more than 4 slots, that card is, with that cooler on there. So definitely need the water cooling sorted. The cable management behind is to be desired, but you can't see it, and we can get on with our streaming and everything. So thanks for watching, guys. Do hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.